hello. Now, listen, welcome to an episode of Dating Dilemmas. I know, again, I always have to remind people, I know you all know I do the show Shoot Your Shot Wednesday, which is a great dating show for LGBTQ plus singles, but we are not doing that today. I am doing a series called Dating Dilemmas because I noticed that within the gay community, the lesbian community, even the straight community, first dates, second dates can be very challenging. So I'm doing a series called Dating Dilemmas where people go on like these first or second dates. They come and give me an update on their date, whether it was good, bad, or a little awkward. I want to hear about it. So if you go on a date one time and you're like, hey, Lamont, I want to come and tell you about my date, just go ahead and shoot me an email. There's my email address right there. You'll be able to set up and you can be a guest if you want. Okay. If you don't know who I am, I don't know where the hell you've been. You must be hiding under a rock. I'm Lamont White, the gay dating coach. I help the gays find love, but we're not doing that tonight. Okay. So, if you're watching this video, make sure you like, comment, and share if you want more content like this. If you don't want more content like this, then just keep on scrolling by and you can find something else to watch. But no, I appreciate the support. I definitely want you to like, comment, and share. All right. So listen, today I have an amazing guest. His name is Michael Janvier. You see, I put my French accent on right there for you all to make sure I say it the right way. I know how to do that. So he went on a date and I want him to come on, tell us a little bit about who he is. And we want to get into it and kind of figure out like what happened. Was it a great date? Was it a little strange? Was it romantic? What y'all think? We'll find out. Let's bring Michael on. Hello, Michael. Hello. Let me take you off mute so that we can hear you. So listen, I'm doing this new show called Dating Dilemmas, and it's really about people who go on first or second dates and then things kind of fizzle off. And that it happens, right? So I want to know, before we get into the date, tell people a little bit about who you are, some of your good dating qualities, and what you've been doing to try to find love.
So my name is Michael Janvier. I'm a native of Atlanta, Georgia. I've been here for most of my life, except for 3 years. And that's when I lived in New York City. Pretty much I'm a media personality. I've written for a lot of different publications, ghostwritten and published author, various books. Also, I do like social media. I kind of built a following doing that, mostly reaction videos and making people laugh and being funny and stuff. And then lastly, I own my own media company called Michael Janvier Media LLC. And I can help people with different projects, connect them so they can find jobs, especially if they're like independent workers, independent writers, producers, filmmakers, and stuff like that. I kind of created a network where, oh, you need this? Okay, great. I just get a little portion of the connection and y'all are good to go. So really happy about that. That's become more lucrative. And then, one last thing. Recently, I became a certified therapist back in May. So I'm very happy about that.
Congratulations. Look, you better have multiple hats, multiple bags. That is a dateable man over there, okay? If he has multiple streams of income, listen, people, I would say go for it, all right?
Trying to.
Tell me, how has dating been for you in Atlanta?
Dating in Atlanta is like begging for minimum wage. It's like asking somebody to step on your big toe while it's bleeding. It's like jumping in front of a subway train willingly.
No.
Very hard, especially for me. I can't speak for nobody else, but dating just has not been fun for me. And so for so long, I kind of avoided it. And it was because I had self-esteem issues as well too. But then, when I worked on those issues, worked on myself, fixed myself up, started thinking better about myself. I was like, you know what? I think I'm ready for a relationship. Let me put myself out there. But it's been nonsense.
Yeah, but I think what I hear from you, though, is you had to change how you thought about yourself and your confidence so that things could maybe improve a little bit better.
So, yeah, I had to do that. But by changing my outside, I tried to make my outside match my inside. I actually used to be somebody who was very big. I was 390 pounds once upon a time. And it was much harder to date then. very much so harder.
Mm,
And so,
mm,
like, I have to lose weight. I kind of grew my hair out. I got the tattoos and stuff. You can't see them, y'all, but I got 37 of them.
wow.
And that made things easier. It definitely attracted a different type of person. Instead of being a fetish, I was actually treated like a human being. But
Mm,
people there are high rates of anxiety and depression in the LGBT community, very high
mm,
rates.
mm,
And so when you come to somebody and you like them, hey, what's going on? How you doing? Um, they research you. My name isn't very common, Michael Jonvier. You can Google me, and my stuff pops up. They get intimidated by my social media following, and then becomes a questions of why me, or you're famous. You can talk to a lot of different people. Am I famous? Like, no, I might say
mm,
that I'm social media popular, but I don't think I'm famous.
mm,
Then it becomes questions of your finances. What do you do? Who are you friends with? And
mm,
it just
mm.
be a big mess. Or people misrepresent themselves. They'll start off so gung ho about you, and then next thing you know, they just kind of like backing off.
Kind of
So
back off. Yeah. Yeah. One thing I will tell you, Michael, is that guys who are popular, who are famous, who are well known because of some of the things that they do for the industry or even for like other different careers, it's challenging because one, people might have a perception of who you are on social media. And then
absolutely,
in reality, you're like, I'm a little different,
I'm chill.
it's my real personality, but it's not like that on steroids, right? You're like,
Right.
it just you. So they when they meet the authentic, calmer version of you, they're like, oh, I'm a little let down, right? Or they have these expectations that you have to keep up with what your social media presence looks like.
Right. And I tell people all the time, I say social media, Mike, is an aspect of me. That's me getting on social media, laughing with y'all, kicking it with y'all. It's
Mhm.
just my happy time. That's my therapy
Yeah,
right there for
yeah,
myself.
yeah.
But I'm not that person all the time. Sometimes I do get sad.
Mhm.
Sometimes I have to be serious.
Mhm.
Other times I just want to just be by
Right.
myself. Just want to
Mhm.
chill. I'll call you, or let's hang out, or we can't.
Mhm. Mhm.
I can be laid back like that. And then other
Mhm.
times, I want to be in charge. Like I'm definitely somebody that's like not spontaneous. I have a lot that I do, so
Mhm.
please tell me in advance. If you hit me up the day of expecting me to make strides to see you or do something with you, it's not gonna happen.
Probably not gonna happen. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
not.
yeah,
It's just
yeah,
not.
yeah. So I guess makes dating a little bit harder for you because you have to
Yeah.
weed people out a little faster and make sure you show them your most authentic self and be like, hey, do you like this? What you see? And if they don't, you say, hey, that's fine. Keep it moving. I'm not gonna be fake or be on entertaining you the whole time.
Yeah,
So
but when I
yeah,
do that, they get mad. Oh, so you don't want to be friends? No, not really, because I was trying to
I was trying
be.
to date.
I was trying to date. It's gonna be romantic. Like that's like I tell people all the time. This is what I tell my clients too when they talk about situations like this. And I say, you cannot offer a friendship as a consolation prize for a romantic relationship. That's
Mm-mm,
not what they want. If I
mm-mm.
ask you for a high apple pie and you bring me strawberry sorbet, I'm mad.
No, 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 because I'm gonna throw that. I'm gonna throw it away.
I'm gonna throw it away. And I said, so just like you can't feel more for me,
Mhm.
I can't feel more for you in a friendly way. So I'm just gonna leave that alone.
Yeah,
If you can be friends with somebody else, and I know people say, that's probably what the issue is. You got to be friends first. Actually, you be friendly, because if you gonna be friends with me, you're gonna friend zone me. And how I
hmm
move with somebody that I'm trying to get to know on a
yeah,
romantic level is not how I move with a platonic friend at
yeah,
all.
yeah.
At
It's
all.
not friend zone. You're like, I want to stay out of the friend zone, which is why we're doing certain things differently.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. Okay. Well, tell me a little bit about this date that you went on. Like, when I say tell us about it, we want to know, like,
How we met.
friend, get into the weeds. Like, how'd you meet
Okay.
him? What'd you
Period.
like about him? Give us like where y'all went, all that type of stuff. Yeah.
Okay, so I'll be real. So for about like 2 years, on and off, I was trying to get to know this guy,
Mhm.
who was here in Atlanta, and it was just no matter what I did, it didn't feel like I was enough, and that really gave me a complex about myself like a good long while. And
Mhm.
so then when I started being like, you know what, I got to get past this. Let me get back into dating. I'm on Facebook dating, and this guy hits me up. He's
Mhm.
hitting me up. He's messaging me. I'm just kind of like, I'm tired of dudes. I'm tired of dudes. I want to start back talking to girls. Let me go do that. So I actually had started back talking to women, dating women, sleeping with women, being with women.
Okay.
And he just kept hitting me up, kept hitting me up. And so finally I was like, yo, what's up? How you doing? I'm like, what's good? He was like, well, my name is Dale. I want to see what's up, this is how my day going. How's your day going? And so we would talk back and forth. He would give me time to hit him back when I got a chance to. So finally he asked me for my phone number. And so I gave it to him. And so, we started talking and stuff more and more. And then finally he was like, yo, when can we meet? Like, I would love to meet you in person. Maybe do a meet and greet. And so for me, I'm the type of person, well, okay, I'm busy working right now, but if you want to meet and greet, you can stop by the house and you can say, hey, I don't have a problem with that. And so he works a lot too, but he was like, well, I could come over after I get off. And so he did come over when he got off, but it was like dark, like 9-ish, 10-ish.
Wait a minute. Wait. Because you're taking me too fast. You're taking me too fast.
I know, I can talk a mile a minute. I'm so sorry.
So this you met him off of Facebook dating, exchange numbers, and your first interaction was just meet up at my house late at night.
No. So this is over the course of maybe like a month.
While
we talked on Facebook dating back and forth about a month.
A month while you're still dating women.
Yes.
Okay. How many women?
Let's be very clear. I let every single woman I've been involved with know that I also deal with men, that I'm bi.
Okay, so the women they know you're bisexual.
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely. I tell them up front. I do not believe in hiding it. I do not believe in taking away somebody's choice.
Yeah.
So I tell them up front. It was 4 that I was talking to at the time.
You had a whole basketball team over there. So you're talking, dating 4 different women. Were there any guys you were also talking to?
No, because I was actually kind of burnt by guys. I was like, you know what? Maybe this is just a sign. I just need to leave y'all alone because y'all be hurting my feelings. Y'all mean.
You didn't give up on the men. Gave up on the men. Okay.
I gave up. I was like, you know what? Let me just go do this and get this baby and all this and, get this happy wife, happy life situation going on. So I was back to that. I hadn't even thought about going back to my ex. She's my most recent relationship was actually with a woman. That was about 6 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this guy is probably sounds like last hope for men. So you're talking to him for about a month.
Yeah, talking about a month. So then we decided to meet. We were supposed to meet like early in the day, but he had to work. So he was like, he come over and he get off. And I was fine. I was like, okay, cool. You can do that. So he came over. And no, like we didn't end up like hooking up or nothing, but he did spend the night and we just cuddled like all night. We almost did something. Almost like when I met him, he's really handsome to me. He was like slim. He was like he's slim, light skinned, really kind, had a lot to talk about, very family oriented. I liked his accent. It was funny enough, he's from Kentucky, so I thought his accent was really funny. And he just had good energy. I felt relaxed around him. I did feel relaxed around him, but at the same time, I was just like, this is how they all start.
Right. So I guess like in that interaction before you all got into bed and cuddled, you liked that he was, how his appearance, you liked he was, from Kentucky.
Yeah. I like a lot in common. He likes superheroes and stuff. I'm a big geek. People don't know that about me, but I love superheroes. I have a whole page about that. So we were watching like superhero movies and stuff like that and talking about that. And yeah, it was getting late. So I was like, you sleeping over? You going home? He was like, I'll sleep over. So, we ended up like cuddling all night.
But during that conversation, like what did he talk about? Like as far as like his intention, did he say he wanted to date? Was he like, I want to hook up? Like what was he talking about?
He said that he wanted to date. But that's not like, but I was iffy about that. I was just like, okay. Because for me, to be honest with you, it was getting late and I was getting to a point where I was about to be like, look, we're gonna hook up and all. What are we gonna do?
You're like, yes, this is the witching hour.
Because I know how y'all do. I was like, I know how y'all do.
It's late at night. Yeah.
What we doing? Because for me, fortunately and unfortunately, I've developed the ability to separate love from sex. Does that make sense? We're just doing it. Like that's it. It's fun for me. It's pleasurable. I like it. So he was like, yeah, we'll spend the night. So we fooled around a little bit. We didn't go all the way. We probably went to like maybe the first day. We kissed, on each other, but we cuddled like all night. And I loved that. I loved it.
Really so intimate. Much.
Yeah. So something I hadn't had in quite a moment. And something I couldn't get from the previous guy because he was very avoidant. But anywho, so we were still continuing to talk and stuff. And finally he asked me out. He was like, "Hey, what are you doing on this day? Let's go to the movies or such and such." Because before he came over my house like twice, spent the
Okay.
night like that, and I was just like, I don't want us to keep just being in the
Let's
bedroom inside the house.
yeah, a little
Let's
sleepover, slumber party. Yeah.
sleep over. Plus, a friend of mine was advising me about that too. He was like, y'all should do some stuff outside the house. He was like, I actually like him for you. I get a good vibe off of him.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, because he met him roundabout the way. A friend was spending the night at my house because while he was in town, and like he had a conversation with him. He's like, I think he's a good guy. He's a good catch. I was like,
Okay.
okay, let's see. So we went to the movies. Went to dinner over at Atlantic Station, Yard House. I think the movie that we saw was I can't remember, but it was cool. I think I had seen it twice. The bad thing is,
Okay.
like I said, I don't remember. But anywho, we had a good time that night. He brought me home. He paid for everything. To be honest with you, I probably experienced that maybe 6 or 7 times in my life.
Well, he
Normally,
did it. He invited you out, so he should have
yeah.
paid. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Somebody raised, right? If I invite
Look,
somebody,
yes,
I pay,
yeah.
right? Like what? What? But
Now, is,
anywho,
is he older or younger?
he is close in age to me. He's a few years younger than me.
Okay.
Yeah,
See, I
he's in
did
his
the
he's in
movies.
his late 30s.
Okay. See, I did
Yeah.
the movies. What else?
With the movies, went to dinner. He dropped me back off. Nice makeout session in the car. Real cool. He actually kisses better than any guy I've ever like dealt with before.
Oh, and he picked you up as well.
Pick me up.
Okay.
This is what I'm saying. I was like, oh wow, and I really enjoyed that night. Really enjoyed that
Okay.
night.
Mhm.
Then the holidays hit. He works for the government, and he's like a retail manager at a shoe store at a local
Mhm.
mall over here. And
Mhm.
so he got caught up with like work, like heavy. But I remember he was saying like, he gets busy around that time of year, but I didn't know quite how much. And it
Mhm.
got to a point to where conversations that we were having every day, or him calling me, you know what I'm saying, texting
Yeah.
me throughout the day, calling me every day, it just got to a point where it went days at a time where I wasn't hearing from him.
Hmm.
And unless I reached out, like it was nothing. Or I'd be like, hey, do you want to come over? Or I know you're working a lot. How about I come over there? Maybe we can do lunch on this day or something like that.
Mhm.
And I would try to plan stuff with him in advance, but he would take forever to hit me back. And I would just be like, and until I got frustrated. And then he would say something like, oh no, it's just this time of year. I'm really sorry. Plus I have
Mhm.
people calling out and I have to stay and then and so I was just like, okay. I get it. I get it. So I was trying to be as understanding as possible because let's be clear, I can't pay your bills. I'm trying to
Right.
pay
Yeah.
bills. I can't say anything about you having to work so much. But at the same time, the person that pulled me, I want that person to be consistent. You know what I mean?
The C
That's what
word. The C word. Yeah.
consistency.
Yeah.
Because for me, my guard is so high with people a lot of times based on stuff that
Hmm.
I've been through. I have to consciously
Yeah.
lower it. Consciously lower it. Like pray about it. Like meditate to
Hmm.
let it down. Let the walls down because mine's are naturally up. And so I did that with him. I was like, Lord, if I'm gonna get us a chance, like I need to be able to like open up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Thaw my heart. I stopped talking to the girls really. So I was like, you know what? Let me just try to focus on like one person at a time. So let me focus on him.
Mhm.
And so I was doing that, but as the holiday season progressed, communication just got worse and worse and worse until it got to a point where I told him like, yo, we need to have a conversation. And I told him, I was just like, yo, I said like, do I need to stop? Do we need to just like let this go? Because
Yeah.
nothing is happening. There's no progression. I said, just remember, like, I didn't. You hit me up.
Hmm.
I was in the world existing, minding my own black ass business, and then
Yeah.
here you come along, and now I'm like, I'm interested, but it feels like you pulling back. He was like, it's not that, it's work. It's just I'm really stressed and such and such. I was like, okay. He was like, okay, well, you know what? Let's go on a date. Let's go on another date.
Mhm.
He was like, we can go. It was Tuesday night we were supposed to go. But this time I said, you know what? You paid for the last date. I
Mhm.
said, allow me to do it. Let me do it this time. I got it covered.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so he was like, oh, okay, that's nice. I was like, yeah, so we can do whatever. So he wanted to go to the movies again. So I was like, okay, cool. We can do
Oh,
X,
the
E.
movies. Okay.
I love me a movie. I watch a movie any day.
Okay.
And so the day of, we're supposed to go to the movies, no communication. I'm texting him, nothing, called him, nothing. He hits me up late at night and was like, oh yeah, I had people called out. Yeah, sorry about that. I had to go in. Well, when the hell was you gonna tell me that?
Yeah, like a quick text, hey, I can't, sorry,
We
or
could have rescheduled. I would have understood that,
yeah.
but I was just like, I was pissed off about that, and I said, "Well, I have to go to Chicago for a week, so I'm not going to see you until
Hmm.
like the holidays, and then you'll be gone to
Hmm.
back home to visit your mom like New Year. So like,
Hmm.
I don't know when I'm gonna see you again."
Yeah.
So he was just like, "No, you'll see me again. You'll see me again." New Year came. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna match energy. If he call, I'll call. If he text, I'll text. He didn't call. He didn't text. Not a happy New Year or nothing. So some days after that, I was just like, "Hey, what's going on?" He was like, "Oh, fine." He was like, "Hey, how you doing?" So just trying to be all happy and cheery. And so I tried to have a conversation with him. He didn't respond. So I would say maybe Monday, I sent him
Hmm.
a text message and I pretty much told him, I was like, hey, I said, it's pretty clear that you don't have time for a relationship or you're just not interested in me anymore.
Hmm.
I said, but I'm going to move on. I was like, I hope you find the love that you want. And 2025 is the
Hmm.
year that you need it to be. Be blessed. And that was it. But it's left me angry.
Did he respond?
No,
Nothing.
nothing. It only when I look at it, as a matter of fact, if I look at his text, it'll show like delivered because I have read receipts. His is definitely on because he always had them on. Um, Nothing. Pretty much is what I said verbatim Monday at 10:29 p.m. Hey, I don't think you have the time or interest to date me right now. I was understanding of you having to work, but communication has stalled too. Praying this year is great for you. Maybe we can try this at another time if we both align. Be blessed. And it says
Wow.
delivered, and that was it.
Wow. Wow. Well, listen, I know you gave me his telephone number. Are you okay with me giving him a call to kind of like get his perspective and can kind of figure out why things kind of fell off?
Yeah, I'm completely fine with that because for me, I want to know like what's up. I'm a data collector, so I can make
Yeah.
sure I don't do this with the wrong person again. Because yeah,
You want
I'm
some
sure.
feedback. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, let me see if I can call him and see if he answers. I know he probably doesn't recognize my number, but which might be a good thing. We'll see if he answers. Okay. Hold on.
yeah, sure, that's mine.
And let me know if you can hear it ringing.
I do.
Okay. Hmm.
Hello,
Hello. Could I speak to?
this is him.
Hi, Dale. This is Lamont White, the gay dating coach. I'm not sure if you've heard of me before.
Um, kinda.
Oh, okay. Well, I was giving you a call because I'm working with this guy named Michael Janvier, and he told me that you all went on a couple dates and things kind of like fizzled out. And I was just calling to see if you might have some feedback or like open that I can share with him. Oh my goodness, he banged on me. He hung up. He
Oh, he hung
answered the
up.
phone. He answered the phone, but then he hung up.
Mm-hmm. I got the answer I
Okay.
needed.
Ugh. um.
I
Yeah.
got the answer I needed.
Interesting.
Now we
Why
can't
do you
even be
think?
cordial.
Why do you think he
I have no.
probably did that?
I have no idea. Probably because he's shy and embarrassed, and he feel like I'm about to blast him out on social media or something like that. I don't know.
Hmm. Well, did
At this
anything
point, I don't
weird
mix words.
happen? That's what I want to know. Did anything weird happen throughout any of the time that you all spent? Like, did he like say, "Hey, I didn't like
Nothing.
that"? Did he pause? Did he
Nothing. Nothing. Not a
nothing?
thing. And that's why I keep trying to figure out like what went sideways. And I was really patient. I was like
Hmm.
really trying. And I'm just
Hmm.
like, okay. But sometimes you gotta give
Man.
yourself the closure that you need. That's a sign right there.
Yeah. So also, I will tell you, I've been doing dating coaching for a long time, and sometimes guys don't have the capacity to articulate, "Hey, I'm no longer interested," or hey, I had a good time, but I'm dating somebody else, or I thought I was really into you, but I see areas that we're not compatible in. So instead of just saying that, they'll say, hey, I'm busy with work, or life came up, instead of just actually directly communicating that.
And that's horrible. You're an adult. At what point in time in your life do you not learn how to properly communicate with somebody else? I would say blame your parents, but you've not been a child for so long now that life should have taught you otherwise.
Well, no, I think sometimes just men, we're not taught to communicate. Like unless you've gone to counseling or if you've done some of that work, then it's a little bit harder for us to communicate directly. And it could be one, he didn't want to hurt your feelings. Two, maybe he thought maybe if he said that there might be a confrontation, or there might be some backlash that you might do on social media. Do you think any of those might resonate for him?
Um, Depending on how he acted when we had the conversation, is only if I had like would say something smart or say something like negative or rude to them.
Mm-hmm.
If you're kind to me, even with a rejection, if you're kind with me, I'll be kind with you. If you get smart with me, I'm gonna get back.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, I might be a little cold. I'm like, okay, well, cool. Have a nice day. Click. That's it. But at least I
Mm-hmm.
was nice about it.
Yeah.
But no, as far as social media, I don't post like my personal business, especially my romantic life, on social
Right.
media.
Right. Right.
There's
Right.
never been a time where you've seen me or will see me go back and forth with somebody on social media. No, I don't do that.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. So what do you think you have learned from like this situation? Like what do you what given, you've articulated, hey, things have changed or you're no longer interested verbally. He's said that it was, job, he was going to change. Things did not change. He's literally stood you up for a date that you planned. And then you send him a text message, um, and there's no response. And then I called him and there's no response because he doesn't want to give any feedback. What do you take away from this entire experience?
It was a waste of time. He was a waste of time.
What do you learn though? I don't think anything's a waste of time. I don't think anything's a waste. There's always a lesson somewhere.
I mean, the lesson is the one I've kind of been getting the whole time that I've been trying to date. That is just dating is not fun. I don't like it.
Mm,
I just want
mm,
something to work and like.
mhm.
Mm-mm. I
Yeah,
don't know if I
yeah.
want to. I don't know. I don't even know if I want to like keep doing that, trying to date somebody. I feel like maybe I just need to be the type of guy to just hook up and like, you can leave now. I want love. I believe in love, but it's just,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah. I
everything
would
just
tell
isn't for
you,
everybody.
I would tell you, you experience what a lot of people, regardless of their sexual orientation, their gender, they experience with dating, and it's the dating fatigue, the dating burnout. Because what I'm hearing from
Yeah.
you, Michael, is that you put yourself out there, you put your most authentic self out there, and then also when you saw that things shifted a little bit, you said, let me not ignore it. Let me not ghost. Let me say, let's acknowledge the elephant in the room. Like, hey, I
Right.
noticed
Let's address it.
things are changing. I do want to see more of you. You like, I'm a plan the next date. A lot of people have just been like, fuck it. I give up. I'm done with it. Right. But you stepped up
Yeah.
and said, like, hey, let me plan another date. I think whenever stuff like this happens, my guidance is take a week or two off, but get right back on that damn horse. Like when I say get back on the horse, the only way that you're going to find love, the only way is you have to keep dating and you have to keep being your most authentic self. There are a lot of guys that I dated before I met my husband, and they wanted me to be something totally different. Like, oh, I'm too short, I talk too much, I work too much. I'm like, this is who I am. You either ride with it or you don't. And I'm so
Right.
happy. I'm so happy that all those guys rejected me because I was too short, right? Because if not, I would not have met the love of my life, my husband. He rocks with this. And you need to find somebody who rocks with who you are and appreciates it.
I hope so. Mm, yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, it's literally take a little bit of time, just to self reflect, cry, scream, run, but get it out your system. But you got to get back on the horse at some point. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I'm just not looking forward to it. It's not fun.
Yeah. It's dating. It when especially when you like somebody and you're feeling the person and you think it's going the right way and then it doesn't. It does. It's a whole disappointment. It is a disappointment. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. But you look at the guy and you say, I like these qualities that he had. Let me see if I can find somebody else who has those similar qualities. However, I need somebody who's consistent. That's the difference. You want someone who's consistent and can communicate if something has changed.
yeah. Somebody who's available, who's actually serious or wanting something.
Yeah.
Because that's
Yeah.
what I thought. I mean, I do screen first off. I'm like, let me screen and see what you're trying. What are your intentions?
Yeah.
And they were
That's
so
the
kind
only,
and compassionate with me. It's crazy. That's what gets me. They were really kind and compassionate with me. I was just like, wow,
yeah. Yeah. That is
wow.
the
Because I
only
remember I got
way.
sick one time.
Go ahead. Say what you were say. I'm
Go ahead.
sorry.
No, so I remember I got sick one time and I had to we were supposed to go on a date and I had to cancel it. And I was just like, hey, I was like, progressively throughout the day, I've been getting a cold and it's gotten worse and worse and worse. I was like, I know it's like an hour and a half beforehand, me canceling. I said, so if you don't want to talk to me anymore after this, because it seems like flaky or I'm making an excuse or something like that, I completely understand, okay? And so I was like, yeah, he's probably not going to talk to me after because that's what they do. They'll be like, oh, you playing games with somebody else.
Mhm.
So he called me. He was like, why would I stop talking to you because of that? I said, because that's what's traditionally happened in the past. And he was like, I'm really sorry that you had such a tough time with this stuff like this in the past. He's like, but no, I'm not going to stop dating you or start talking to you. He was like, you're fine. You're sick. I hope you feel better. You know what I mean? We can pick another day.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that was really dope. That won me over. To be honest with you, that won me over.
So here's the thing. You've experienced love, you've experienced what you want. So that
So I actually have not experienced love, Lamont. I've never been in love
no,
before.
no,
No, because to be in love, you have to love somebody and they love you in return. It's always been one-sided for me. I've never experienced it. So
yeah.
that's why I'm kind of like, okay.
Did you feel a little bit of infatuation, strong for this guy?
I was starting to feel strong for him before, all this stuff
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I bring that up to say, let that be the measure, let that be the feeling that you recognize when you meet the next guy. If you meet the next guy and you're not feeling this way, that means he's not a good fit for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or I can just go back to girls. They're easier.
No, they're not. No, they are not. They are not. They are not. They are not, friend. They
My
are not.
experience actually have been. They're more agreeable. I guess it's because they socialize to be with you, right? So I don't know. We'll see.
I think traditionally women are trained to be submissive, agreeable. Men are trained to be more assertive, direct. But I think with gay men, the beauty of it is that we get to create what we want in our own type of relationship. And the only way that you're going to do that is managing uncomfortable conversations the right way. If someone can't manage a difficult conversation, then they are not ready to be in a relationship. If a guy can't say, hey, things have changed, he's not ready. If he can't say, I don't like this about you, he's not ready. It's about opening your mouth and having a transparent conversation. Yeah.
I agree completely. Yeah. He clearly can't do that. So
yeah,
that's a sign.
Yeah. Well, I encourage you not to give up. I encourage you to still go on some dates and keep fighting to find your love and your joy, because it is definitely worth it. It is worth it. Yeah.
I believe that.
Yes.
I think I'll try. Hopefully this will be the year for that. Year 41.
Yes, and we'll do an update for the audience, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Well, listen, thank you so much for being a guest, and we will talk very soon, Dr. John Deere.
All right, talk to everyone, Mark. Congratulations on your new show.
All right, thanks. Have a good one. Okay. Lord today, I was hoping the guy was going to actually have a conversation. He answered the phone. My thing is, if you're on the phone, give some feedback. You know, what you afraid of, friend? It's okay. Again, if you all want to be a guest on the show, make sure you email me at lamont@betterwaytomeet.com. I would love to have you as a guest. You all know I like making sure that we have different types of content to show the different aspects of what it means to be a gay or bisexual man trying to find love. So make sure you like, comment, and share this video. And hopefully, I will see you all soon with some more content and we'll have some more conversations. Until next time, good night.
So made it.